All right, looks like we are back on the air. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Yeah, we'll wait for David Lorman and Charles Myers. I know they're waiting for the meeting to start, so hopefully
Oh,
they're waiting. So,
I see him.
hi.
I got him on my
oh,
screen.
gotcha.
Yeah. Hi, Kim.
Hey, oh,
Once
I see you
again,
now.
I'm once again joined by two very young members of the public, while Eva travels for work. So, I apologize for any off-topic public comments that happen to get made out of order.
You know what? No worries. It's going to be a barn burner of a meeting. So, and you kids enjoy learning all about your civic responsibilities. I'm all for it. And then let me just participants. All right. I think I see all three of us online. The time is 6:39. Call the meeting of this License and Ordinance Committee for October 14th, 2025 to order. Members present, myself, Kim Madden, Charles Myers of District 5, and David Lorman of District 7. We do, in fact, have a quorum.
What's going on, buddy?
Excellent. Do we have any comments from citizens present? I don't see anyone online or with their hand up, but if you are here, please let yourself be known. Yeah, love it.
Actually, that's enough, bud.
All righty. We'll move on to approval of the minutes from our last meeting. Do members present have any additions, subtractions, or edits they'd like to make to last month's minute meetings?
Alder Madden, the minutes were not included in the agenda packet.
Oh, I have approval of minutes, but not the actual minutes?
That's correct.
Oh, that's problematic. Okay. Let's defer that to our future meeting then so that we have the time to go over the minutes from the last meeting. I think they were published but not put in the packet, so we will move on to special events permits. We've got the Spooky Stroll, October 30th of 2025 in downtown Middleton, an application for a special event permit by Downtown Middleton Business Association. Elizabeth Garcia Hall, our contact person. Well, this is a pretty regular event. We've been doing this for, I don't even know how many years.
Oh gosh, I think they might have even said it in 14.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an annual, and it this year is planning to function very similar to previous years with trick-or-treating from 3 to 5, parade and music at Stonehorse Green from 4 to 6. They are looking to close down the L surrounding Stonehorse Green. So there is a street closure. The only real difference is that this year it's often on a Friday afternoon. And since Halloween falls on a Friday this year, it has moved to a Thursday. So that's why it's the 30th.
Gotcha. All right, excellent. Any members have any questions or concerns regarding this event? Again, it's an annual event. It's very similar to events in years past.
None.
Oh, excellent. Let's get a motion, please.
I'll make that motion for the approval of the spooky event.
Spooky Stroll. The second? I'll second.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Excellent. Moving on to our next special event permit. Number 2 is Light the Green, November 22nd, 2025 at Stonehorse Green. This is an application for a special event permit by the city of Middleton. Jolyn, I'm going to butcher your name. Rhoda? Did I say it right?
Close enough. I mean, it's Rhoda, but
Rhoda, got it. I will make a note of that in the future. I apologize. As a contact person, it's an application for an amplified outdoor sound permit for the sound system and announcements between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m.
This is also an annual event, but this year they are proposing a new addition with the Holiday Makers Market. It's a pilot, so, and Jolene, feel free to jump in and correct me if I'm saying anything wrong here, but looking for 10 to 12 vendors. It's kind of just going to see how it goes this first year. However, and it kind of still a little early in the planning process. So if for some reason they don't move forward with the market, they would reduce the street closure times because right now they are looking for 11, what did we say for the street closure? I think
Basically,
it was going to
7
be,
a.m.
yeah,
Yeah.
7 a.m. Yeah, to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So fairly long just in order to give the vendors time to set up and have the market start at around 11.
Okay. Will that come back before us if there's an issue, or are we, by making the permit, we just, the only change would be to reduce the amount of street closure time?
Correct, because I think, Jolene, you'd still want, even if they don't can go ahead with the Holiday Makers Market, they'd still want that L closed
Right.
around Stonehorse Green. It would just be later in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yes, we definitely want to
Charles.
close.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just,
I was going to say that I was really excited to hear about the Holiday Makers Market pilot. I actually work as a professional woodworker and artist, and Middleton's events have a very good reputation in the community of potential vendor applicants. So I expect that you're going to draw quite a large pool for this.
Excellent. We hope so. Great. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Yeah, I was noticing that the signature is dated 2022.
I just saw that.
And yeah, just want to make sure that's not a problem. Also, was wondering if the term tons of lights, is that just generic lights or lights with symbols and characters and or effigies, or literally is it just lights?
I'm sorry if I typed the wrong date in. And as far as tons of light, I can't remember where I said that,
Oh,
but
It's
the lights are the
it's
typical lights.
okay. They're not anything different than we've had it like the green in the past. We're not adding more lights. We're using the same lights as we have.
Yes, it's the same company that's done the lights over the years will be coming to do almost the exact same display. We might make a few minor adjustments. I actually haven't seen it myself as I just started
Right.
a month ago. So, but I anticipate it being the same, and there may be some additional lighting for the vendors. I can imagine them wanting to have maybe some twinkle lights or something like that as the evening gets darker.
gotcha. Yeah.
Sure.
I would
And
encourage-
those would be non-permanent lights for the vendors.
Yes.
Yeah, just on there. Okay, great. Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would encourage you to make sure that the lights are very general in a holiday sense, not specific or oriented or pointing towards any particular group, belief, or practice, that they're just lights of a multitude of colors. Okay.
Yeah, that is what it has been in the past, is colorful string lights, a sleigh with happy holidays on it. Trying to remember if we had a Santa last year or not, but then the actual tree is not on the green. That's on right outside of where Long Table is, on that concrete pad just out where their patio is, and that's typically speaking just Christmas balls and lights and garland.
And that one I
Nothing-
believe is done by T-Wall. That's not
Yeah.
one that we put up.
Correct. That's why it's on
Gotcha.
his.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, whatever the city's doing. Okay. No other
Excellent.
questions?
All right, with that, I'll move approval of the application for a special permit by the city of Middleton for Light the Green, November 22nd, 2025 at Stonehorse Green.
Sure, Lorman will second that.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Moving on to licenses and permits, Hayashu Inc., DBA Happy Walk, is requesting a Class B fermented malt beverage license located at 7610 Elmwood Avenue with Kaihua Zhao, 10 Andover Circle, Madison, Wisconsin, as the agent. And this is the old Taigu location. Is that accurate?
It is. I went to that restaurant.
They're quite good.
And yes, they are. They're a very nice addition to downtown Middleton. So it's very nice to see another business in that spot filling a need. So
Indeed. All right. Any other questions or concerns regarding this permit?
I'm
Charles, I
just-
see your hand now.
yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Just asking, I assume that because it's in the agenda packet, without comment, the individuals who needed to pass any sort of background check pursuant to our city's alcohol policies and ordinances have passed that background check.
Hi guys, it's Lori. Sorry about my technical difficulties. I'm here. Yes, everything passed. Everything looks good for that license, so we should be good.
Great.
All right, great. In that case, I would move approval of the Hayasho Inc. DBA Happy Walk Class B fermented malt beverage license for the premise of 7610 Elmwood Avenue with and I'm very sorry to this individual. I'm going to butcher this name. Kaihua Zo as 10 Andover Circle, Madison, Wisconsin as the agent.
sure, Lorman will second that.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Julie?
Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to ordinances. Item number 1, an ordinance to amend section 15.13 to prohibit left turns except school buses from Cromery Middle School onto Donna Drive.
I do have a couple comments from Tyler. I'm not sure which ordinance it's on.
I would hope it's on this one.
Yeah, well, all I know about this is apparently this was something that Public Works had considered back in March and then kind of got lost somewhere in the ether, and he recently kind of picked up on it and we retrieved it from the nether regions back. But beyond, I mean, I can guess what all the purposes and stuff are, but beyond that, I don't know anything else about the background of the.
I remember it coming up as a discussion item. We did talk about this.
It did. And I think the main goal of changing the ordinance was because the traffic flow gets so backed up on Dinah Drive with parents bringing kids in and bringing kids out, that waiting to turn left was causing a backup in that parking lot. And so they were hoping to alleviate some of that by eliminating the left turn during that time frame. Was that your recollection as well, David?
Yeah, I think I just remember we talked about it, and there didn't seem to be, I don't recall any really objections or anything like that. It was more looking for traffic management.
Yep, exactly.
That matches my recollection as well.
Okay.
And no one's ever reached out to us from a constituent standpoint that I can think of. So I'm based, I guess, on city staff recommendation. I'm happy to make a motion to move ahead with this amendment to the ordinance. If you would like me to read it, ordinance to amend section 15.10.3 to prohibit a left turn except for school buses from Cromery Middle School onto Donna Drive.
I'll second.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes unanimously. Item number 2, the ordinance to amend section 2.35 of the Middleton Municipal Code related to rehabilitation standards and demolition of structures in historic districts not designated as a landmark.
Yeah, so this ordinance was spent some time going through revisions before landmarks, and I think they last considered this in June. And actually, this is another one that sort of got left to the sideline a little bit for a while, but we've got it cleaned up. Part of the issue is there's just several revisions, and it took a while to make sure we had the comprehensive set of the revisions. But no, we have that, and Daphne has looked at it, and
Okay.
I think this is ready to go. The main thing this does for us, it gives us an appeal procedure, which we didn't have before, and then also has council approval for designation of historic districts. There, of course, there are a number of other more maybe technical cleanups, but those are probably the two biggest policy changes, I believe, in this.
Okay. I remember in watching the discussion from landmarks, that they had talked about that it should go through the planning commission before it comes to common council, and a kind of a quick overlook of the ordinance. I didn't see a specific spot where it says that's the.
Well, I know that had been discussed. I believe the version that we have here is what ended up being landmarks.
Okay. And Charles, I see, Charles, I see you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, so I serve on the Landmarks Commission.
Mm-hmm.
And have for a large portion of the time where this ordinance revision was considered and discussed. The section that you are thinking of is on page 3 of the ordinance, which is and it's right at the bottom, it's A. So it starts on 3, goes into 4. Designation of landmarks, landmark sites, and historic districts. And the specific text is the commission may establish landmarks, landmark sites, and recommend to common council the creation of historic districts after notice and a public hearing thereon, and after application of the criteria in subsection 4. At least 30 days notice of such hearing shall be given by mail to the owners of the premises, as well as to the owners of all lands located within 500 feet of the boundaries of the property effective, then posting, and then the commission shall also notify the Plan Commission, the Board of Park, Recreation, Forestry Commissioners, the Public Works Committee, and remove the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners and the Building Inspector of the hearing. Initially, in the draft that was in front of sorry, there were a lot of revisions to this.
Yeah.
So initially, in the revision that I believe Matt put forward, Plan Commission, and Matt, you can correct me if my recollection of that initial draft is incorrect, but initially Plan Commission was in that first bit, the commission may establish landmarks, landmark sites, and recommend to the common council the creation of historic districts. Initially, it was common council and plan commission. And during the discussion in landmarks commission, several of my fellow commissioners felt very strongly that they didn't want to be subordinate to plan commission because they felt that it would interfere with the certified local government status of the landmarks commission and consequently the commission's ability to receive grant funding.
Oh.
I don't I talked with Matt on the phone about this earlier today, and I don't believe that's the case. Based on based on that conversation. I think that if L&O wanted to put Plan Commission back there, that's something we could probably do. I was in favor of keeping it where the initial draft had it in committee. But that position did not have a majority on the Landmarks Commission.
Okay,
Yeah, I would agree with that, although one caveat I would say is I think if there was going to be a role for the Plan Commission in that other paragraph that it's referred to them, the one concern I would have is that I think just saying referred to Plan Commission and Common Council, I mean, I don't think under any circumstances we would want Plan Commission to have anything but another recommendatory role in it. So I mean, I think we would want to make clear. That being said, they do have a role to recommend, but the recommendation goes back to at least first to the Landmarks Commission for their initial hearing and decision, and then informs the recommendation to the Common Council. Now, of course, the Common Council will always be able to see whatever the Plan Commission's recommendation was. So the more I think about this, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that adding Plan Commission back into that role actually adds a lot more than what is there.
okay.
Cheryl said this went through so many different, I can't remember what the first proposal was, and I remember it came back to me with other revisions, and it went back and forth a number. So this has gone through many different iterations, and it's hard to keep track of where it's all been.
We did eventually reach a point where I started telling my fellow commissioners, just give a policy directive and let Matt figure it out. And that's when real progress started getting made.
Well, and if I'm remembering correctly, that it passed the Landmarks Commission with a unanimous vote. That's accurate?
That is correct. It was there are things in this that I would do differently, but it accomplishes the purpose of the revision. So
Okay.
And Matt is satisfied that it accomplishes the purpose of the revision. Landmarks is satisfied that it meets the new requirements for CLG. And we are under not an imminent time constraint, but at some point in the next 18 months or so, this really does need to get passed.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, a question, Matt. I mean, does the Plan Commission have specific, I don't know, authority or over certain things, or it's just a matter of process in the way we do everything in the city?
Well, I mean, this is sort of a planning related sort of area. I mean, historic district and historic property designation is a subsection of the Zoning Enabling Act. Now, it does not require, it's a special area of the zoning enabling, so it doesn't require Plan Commission input, but I mean, it certainly isn't out of place to allow the Plan Commission to submit comments. Now, I mean, I don't know, certainly Plan Commissioners could always submit comments as citizens and interested parties. But I think it's appropriate to ask for their input. I still can't figure out how or why the Board of Police and Fire Commissioners were ever asked for a recommendation. So I certainly think it's an upgrade from that. It makes a lot more sense. So
I just recall from my own experience, sometimes it just seems like the Common Council would be thinking about something and then not even take a vote and decide to push something back to a committee or commission, or another committee or commission as a matter of courtesy might be reviewing something and say, hey, let's send this over to so-and-so, for their input. So I mean, we obviously have that flexibility as a body.
Well, and most
Mhm.
zoning things by
That's plan
law
commission, right?
has to go through, has to get a recommendation from plan commission.
Yeah,
Council doesn't
right.
have to follow the recommendation, but plan commission has to consider it. Here,
Uh-huh.
this is a zoning related thing, but the statute doesn't actually require it. But because it is zoning related, it certainly fits
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
have that in our ordinance, I think.
Well,
Right, Charles, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna elaborate on that. A little bit more. The creation of a historic district by itself doesn't necessarily imply a change to the comprehensive plan or the land use map or zoning for things beyond just historic property. But there are a number of circumstances which could conceivably arise where the creation of a historic district could potentially impact the comprehensive plan or our land use map. For instance, if we had a parcel that was zoned for one type of structure, but that structure didn't fit with the historic districts, that would create a barrier potentially if it were located in a historic district. So just that is why I do feel very strongly that and this is why I had these concerns in committee. I think that at a minimum, Plan Commission needs to be in a position where no matter what, they are able to submit a full comment, both and a recommendation, both to council and to the Landmarks Commission, because this can significantly impact things. And I apologize.
oh, gotcha. All right.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Had to be a parent for a minute. So that's why Plan Commission, I think, found its way into that recommended bodies list. Or at that top part of the paragraph, probably like 10 iterations of draft ago.
Okay, well, we don't. I won't make it 11 for sure. I was just asking some questions, and I'm
Yeah.
satisfied.
Excellent. Do we have a motion?
Myers, on behalf of Landmarks, I move approval of the amended Landmarks ordinance.
Sure, and Lorman will second that.
All right, excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item number 3, the ordinance to amend section 15.11 of the City of Middleton Municipal Code to amend one-way traffic locations.
Yeah, apparently, we had a one-way street named in our ordinance that does not actually exist.
Oh,
I'm not sure exactly what research was done to conclude that the street we're changing it. I mean, that's effectively what we're doing, even though we're deleting one and adding one. What we're really effectively doing is giving the right name to what we believe was case, because I guess this is a one-way street that is not in our ordinance, and we have one in here that this is not a street. So,
Middleton has so very few one-way streets. Some cities are just full of them, but I have to say,
yeah,
Middleton.
frankly, this is the first one. This is the first time I think I even realized we had a list, any list of one-way streets in Middleton.
I mean, we have our Stone Horse Green area, of course,
That's true, yeah.
but really, it's we don't have a lot of one-way streets in our city.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
apparently
not.
there's no Hackberry Lane. So maybe
There-
one time this was Hackberry Lane and we changed the name but didn't change the ordinance, perhaps. I
sure.
don't know.
Charles?
I do want to point out one thing, and that is I'm going to recommend that we ask council to waive the second reading on this. There is a Hackberry Court in Madison just off of
Oh,
Pheasant, or not, just off of North Pleasant. Oh, yeah, I guess it's technically it's a Madison mailing address. I think it's I think it may actually be town of Middleton though. And it's southwest of the airport, just off Stonewood Drive. And so there is actually a public safety issue by having two hackberries located so close to each other potentially. So in our ordinances, if nowhere else. So um
Well, that could be a reason why we may have changed it in the past.
Right.
Just overlooked it.
That's reasonable. All right, I'll move to approve the ordinance to amend section 15.11 of the City of Middleton Municipal Code to amend one-way traffic locations.
Myers, I'll second.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Excellent. We have come to the end of our noticed agenda. Our meeting is adjourned.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Good night.
everyone.